VlogCountries! So I feel like I've been gone for a really long time, even though it's only been a week, but I had a really great time on my vacation, and I missed seeing all of your beautiful faces because I didn't get to watch the videos on the actual day they were posted. I kind of watched them all in a big clump when I got back home, which ended up being not that big of a deal because not very many of us posted last week. So I'm kind of going to do both topics this week. The first one was last week's. It said, I bet you didn't know that I wanted to join the military when I was younger. I was in a program in high school called Junior Reserve Officer Training Course, and I did it my freshman year, and I really enjoyed it, and I was always talking about how I wanted to go into the Air Force, and I was really like kind of close friends with the Air Force recruiter in the area. Things just kind of happened, and I grew up, and then I was like, I don't really think that's the path that I want to go anymore, and instead I work in television, which is completely different. Ruben, you asked us last week, again, thank you for filling it in for me, if we spoke any other languages, and I don't. I know a little bit of Spanish, but very minimal, enough to be like, hola, ¿cómo se llamas? Me llamo Samantha, ¿cómo está? Muy bien, ¿y tú? Like, just really basic conversational. But I can read it really well, and I don't know why. Like, I can just look at it and know what it means. You also asked if we did anything artistic, and I make these things. It's kind of like mixed media art on canvas. I use paint and scrapbooking stuff, and I've kind of run out of ideas of things to do for my own, so I've been making them for others lately. On to this week's topic. This week's topic is from Joel, who wants us to talk about fads and phases. The only fads that I can really think of from when I was younger were always like toy fads, like the Cabbage Patch Dolls and Beanie Babies and boy bands and Harry Potter and Twilight, and I'm always the last person to get on the train when it comes to fads. I did the whole Beanie Baby thing, but I did it like years after everyone else did, and once I got into it, I was in it. I was in it for life, and I still get Beanie Babies. I was late on the whole boy band thing. I think boy bands have been out for almost like a year before I finally liked them, and I still love NSYNC. Most recently, like Twilight, I didn't even know what Twilight was until well after the first movie had been released. I didn't even know what it was until it really came out on DVD, and then I started reading them and I liked them. So I think the thing for me is that when fads come along, I don't tend to join them, but when I do, I'm late, and then I become psychotic about it. Ruben, thank you again so much for filling in for me. It was kind of confusing because like Joel was going to fill in for me, and then you were going to fill in for Joel, and like originally you were filling in for me, so it was a little confusing, so I'm sorry if anyone was confused. I wasn't. I understood it. Steve, it's okay to be oblivious, really. I'm usually oblivious, but like consciously oblivious. I just pretend to be oblivious so people don't bother me about stuff, and they're like, oh, did you not get that? And I'm like, no. And really I did, so they'll shut up. Amy, oh my goodness, after you did that little song in your video all day long, I was like, black socks, do, black socks, which is probably not even the right tune, but it was stuck in my head. Deb, I think it's awesome that you speak Korean. I didn't know that you were Korean, which I guess plays into the like oblivious, but like conscious oblivious. Like obviously I knew that you were of an Asian descent, but I just didn't know which one. So I'm excited to see Joel again tomorrow. Joel! I have like this love affair with Joel, and so it's nice that he comes after me because then I have an excuse to talk about him in every video.